Hey guys, my name is Divya. I am a doctor and I have been in a management role with a healthcare company for a while. I recently took the SHRM exam and I passed, lo and behold. Well, I've been doing a series of videos to help everybody in the community get SHRM certified. So today is the 20th video of the SHRM series. Woohoo! Well, thank you so much for making these video series a success. I have received lots of messages and lots of support from the community. So I really wanted to thank all of you, every single one of you watching and every single one of you subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much, guys. So today's video is a requested video. The person who requested it, his name is Alok, and he left me a comment saying that I should do a video talking about all the exams and all the testing material that's available in the learning management system of SHRM. I have done a video on similar lines before. Meaning I told you what the learning management system offers and all the different tabs and stuff available when you purchase the learning management system. So I will leave the link of that video in the description box below. Since this is a requested video, I just thought that it was worth doing it all over again. And the information that I've talked about various exams, mock exams, and practice tests available in the learning management system is sort of scattered. It's scattered in very many different videos. So I thought, let's do this video and put everything all together in one place. So now let's get right into the video. Okay guys, so I want to talk about the learning management system and what exams are available within the learning management system. When you purchase the learning management system from SHRM, bulk of your time should be spent in the Explore the Material section. This is the section that has all the study materials. So what would you want to do? You want to read everything in all of the competencies and you want to take the quizzes. Now remember, there are 6 competencies that are covered: leadership, business, interpersonal, people, organization, and workplace. So there are 6 competencies. Now each competency has certain topics and subtopics. So if you look at the screen, it's presented right over here. Something like leadership has topics which are leadership, navigation, influencing, and leadership theories. If I click into leadership, you will see other subtopics like playing the role of a leader and leadership theories. Now, SHRM does not give quizzes for subtopics, but every topic, like the topic of leadership or the topic of navigation, would have quizzes. And that's the foundation of all your studying. So please remember that once you're done with a particular topic, ensure that you take the quiz. Now the quizzes are available at 2 different levels. One is at the CP level and the other is at the SCP level. Regardless of which exam you're taking, please ensure that you take the quizzes at both levels. It is truly going to be helpful. It will cement your knowledge in a way that will be unexpected and surprisingly pleasant. So please ensure that you do that. So spend some time reviewing all the topics, the subtopics, and every single competency in the learning management system, because as I said, this is the foundation. This is really where the bulk of the time should be spent, and rightfully so. I spent about 3 to 4 months exploring all the material and taking quizzes. And that is when I felt that I should move on to the next step. And what is the next steps? The next step are all the exams that are offered in the learning management system. There are 6 different exams offered by the learning management system: 2 initial assessments, 2 post-tests, and 2 practice exams. Now, the reason everything is 2 is because one is at the CP level and one is at the SCP level. Please ensure that you take the exams at both levels. Again, it's going to be very helpful. Let's start with the initial assessment. So the SHRM recommends that you first take the initial assessment and then start studying for the exam. I wanted to do things a little bit differently, and thus I saved the initial assessment sort of till the end. What I mean is that I was done studying once and I was done reviewing my notes once. So I had studied and I had done one revision. And that's when I started off with the initial assessment. And I started off with the initial assessment at the CP level, even though I was taking the SCP exam. I don't think it matters where you begin, but I just wanted to narrate my story. If you're someone who's already taken the initial assessment and have then started studying, don't fret over it. It doesn't really matter. Taking the initial assessment after you're done studying is really not a recommended way, but I just thought that it would work for me, and it did. I recommend saving the initial assessment till the end, but again, it's just an opinion from my own experience, and there's no science or documented data behind it. So I wanted to put all of this out there. The second thing that I did was I took the post-tests. Now the post-tests only have 80 questions each. Remember that the SHRM exam, the actual exam, has 160 questions. So this is really half of the actual SHRM exam. You want to ensure that you time this, and you time it only for 2 hours because there are only 80 questions. Again, please take the post-test both at the CP level and at the SCP level. Next comes the practice exams. There are 2 practice exams, one at the CP level and one at the SCP level. Please take both if you have the time. This exam is a bit different from the others for the simple fact that you cannot review your answers. The practice exam is scored exactly like the SHRM actual exam, the real exam, and then they just give you a score towards the end. You cannot review what you got wrong or right, but it still is a very, very helpful exam to take and actually reinforce what you've studied. My sincere suggestions for all mock exams that you take: please time yourself. If it's a 2-hour post-test, give yourself 2-hour post-tests in a room, which is noise-free, and it's an exam-like setting. If it's the practice exam, give yourself 4 hours and ensure that you're finishing everything in 4 hours, because the testing should be done in realistic conditions. Full disclosure, I only timed one of my exams. It was the 4-hour practice exam at the SCP level, but I don't recommend that you don't time all the exams. I was a little bogged down right before my studying, and all I did was answer all the questions in 5 out of 6 exams. And I did leave one out, which was the CP practice exam, but I did all the others. So sincere suggestion, I know I didn't time myself. That's not the recommended way. I don't recommend it, and I do apologize I did that, but I still wanted to tell you the truth, my truthful story. One other really important piece. When you're taking all these practice mock exams available with the learning management system, all of us expect that our scores are going to steadily go up. So I will leave my scores here on the screen, and you'll be able to see them, and you will see how my scores weren't necessarily rising. So I started off with the initial level, initial assessment of the CP and the CP level, and at that point my scores were about 79%, but they sort of kept coming down. And it was disheartening, it was demotivating. But I pushed myself and kept saying that even if the scores are going lower, all I have to do is ensure that I learn from them. And this was my strategy. Every time I took any exam, initial assessment, post-test, practice exam, I took the exam on day 1, and then the next 2 days were spent reviewing all my answers. I reviewed every single question, whether it was right or wrong, didn't matter. There's a very simple logic to that. A lot of times we've answered something correctly, but we weren't sure, and we were trying to second guess ourselves. So either way, whether you got a question right or you got it wrong, review it. So reviewing a 4-hour exam takes a while. So I used to split it in 2 days. So day 1 would be my exam, day 2 and 3 would be review, and I would also sit in study sections where I didn't feel comfortable or got something wrong. So this is a strategy that I highly, highly recommend. Remember that reviewing an exam takes way more time than taking the practice exam, but it's totally worth it. Another important thing that I've already said is that don't get disheartened if scores are lower. People will always throw out percentages that you are supposed to get on a practice exam, but the reality with SHRM is that nobody really knows what the passing percentage is. Everybody knows what the passing score is. It's a 200 on the exam, but nobody really knows how the score is calculated. So please keep going. Please be sincere towards your exams. Take the exams, learn from them, and I'm sure you're going to pass. I really hope all these videos are helping you because I'm trying my best to put these out there. As I said, today is my 20th video and I'm really excited about it. So I want to thank you all. Thank you so much for watching.